Another question we get a lot: how long do the herbs last once they're opened, right? Now, this depends a lot on your general perspective on last and open. So let me answer that. So first of all, if we're talking about last as in not go off or not go bad or not give me food poisoning, the answer is probably a long time, right? So years. Now, obviously I can't say that like legally as a definitive, so by all means, you know, definitely pay attention to our best before date, but really, unless you contaminate it with something else, it's unlikely to be an issue. So the issue is probably more going to be with how long does it stay potent, right? And so the answer for that really depends on how you store it once it's opened. So assuming you want to leave it in the bags that it comes in, what you need to do is make sure you close them, right? And close them every time you use them. You also want to close them quickly. So if you're in the habit of, say, getting out a cup, opening a load of bags, putting it all in, leaving it for a few hours and then closing them later, that's going to be an issue, right? So basically the bottom line, right? Sealed, dark, dry, okay? If the bags are sealed, they're in a dark place, cupboard being fine, right? If they're dry, as in you haven't let moisture get into them, then generally they're going to last for a long time and be potent for a long time. However, potency does always reduce even slightly, even if you keep it well, right? Which is one of the great things about line-out herbs. When you receive them, they're going to be much fresher than most herbal extracts that you buy, which are often several years old already, right? So you've got to be aware of that, and if anything, you want to maybe make sure that you keep them as pristine as possible, and the best way to do that, to be honest, is to take them out of the packaging that you buy them in and put them into something else, like a hermetically sealed glass jar, for instance, would be pretty optimal, right? And that would probably allow the herbs to keep even longer than if you were to just leave them in the containers they come in. Right? Now, we don't want to be shipping glass, unfortunately, across the world, right? So we can't provide to you that way, and you also don't need like infinite amounts of glass jars. But you know, if you have your own, then that will be a great way of keeping the potency and freshness in even longer.